Live from KSAT 12, the 6 o'clock news starts right now.
Facing the billion-dollar cost of the winter freeze and tens of thousands of customers behind on their bills, CPS Energy trustees are considering whether giving away several acres of prime downtown real estate is really the best idea. The utility has nearly 7 acres next to the San Antonio Museum of Art that it declared as surplus in 2015.
Yeah, this is a map of it. The utility had planned to split the property in half, give the southern portion to the museum while selling off the northern part. But CPS and the museum couldn't finish that deal by a 2019 deadline, so it didn't go through. And
now our Garrett Berger tells us the board is considering if that is still the right way forward.
And over here was the cafeteria.
On the corner of Camden Street and West Jones Avenue sits 7 acres of now unused CPS Energy property. The southern half hasn't been given to the San Antonio Museum of Art as planned yet, nor has the northern half of the property been sold. The question CPS Energy trustees face now is what to do next.
And to give anything away would be really counterproductive to a business strategy.
Anthony Edwards is a former CPS executive, an honorary trustee for the museum, and a current member of the utility's rate advisory committee. He's also strongly in favor of the utility selling all of the property, not just half of it, given the financial straits the utility and its customers are in after the ongoing pandemic and the freeze in February. That includes an almost certain rate increase.
What might have been seemed to be appropriate at the time does not fit in today's reality.
The utility's chief administrative officer also says things have changed since trustees first decided to give part of the land away.
In 2015, we were in a very healthy financial condition. Obviously now we are facing challenges. We have customers with more than $100 million in payment arrears that need help. We have challenges with the Winter Storm Uri outcome.
Lewis didn't provide an estimate on the market value, though county appraisals put the location at about $11 million per half.
It's in a prime location. Just on the other side of the highway is the Pearl, and on the northern half of the property, you've got the developed Riverwalk.
It will be the Board of Trustees' decision on how to proceed, whether to give part of the property away or sell all of it. They're scheduled to discuss it on Monday.
To a 2015 San Antonio Report article about the conveyance, the museum had planned to use the CPS land for educational, office, and exhibition space. Now, from the the museum's board chair, he released a statement saying in part that the museum and utilities, quote, conversation about the property is still ongoing. He also indicated that the museum will have representatives at Monday afternoon's CPS board meeting. Live downtown, I'm Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
And we will continue to follow it. Thank you, Garrett. As of today, only about 4,000, mostly Haitian migrants, are left in Del Rio. Only when you consider there were nearly 16,000 who were there earlier this week. Tonight, the nation's largest association of African-American attorneys and judges offering the Haitian arrivals pro bono legal help. Representatives of the National Bar Association, as well as several Haitian organizations in the U.S., are there now advising humanitarian groups on the ground. The idea is to spread the word about what their rights are, even for those who've been deported under Title 42 without due process. What's most disturbing, he says, was last week's incident involving U.S. Border Patrol agents seen using their reins on their horses to turn back migrants who'd gone into Mexico to get food. After the outrage that followed, the White House announced today the use of horses in Del Rio would be suspended. The president of the National Bar Association says it's a step in the right direction, but Carlos Moore says those images are seared in his brain.
So many of us are upset that that's happened in a civilized society. I mean, why was he treating that person like a slave?
Moore says he considers how the Haitians have been treated as racist. He took issue with how Afghan refugees were welcomed into the U.S. while Haitians were being deported.
New at 6, San Antonio police searching for a shooting suspect they say sent a man to the hospital after an argument at a Northside hotel. This happened in the 6800 block of San Pedro just before noon. When officers reached the scene, they say the 35-year-old victim was sitting on the sidewalk. He told police he had gotten into that argument and the suspect pulled out a gun and shot him. The victim was taken to a hospital in critical condition. No sign of the shooter, who officers say drove away before they got there.
A former Floresville music tutor arrested and accused of trying to lure a teenager for sex into downtown San Antonio. 28-year-old Jacob Kolohai, arrested by Texas Rangers after he was caught in the act by an online vigilante group that goes after child predators. According to the arrest affidavit, the former trumpet tutor was seen in a video posted online by Colorado PED Patrol. That's the vigilante group's name, last month. In the video, he was seen trying to meet a 13-year-old girl at a San Antonio hotel. One of the founders of Colorado PED Patrol posed as the girl on social media. Texas Rangers began their investigation into Kolohai after getting a tip from the Texas Crime Against Children Center last week. He was arrested Monday, but he resigned from the Floresville ISD last month, a day after the video was posted. You can read more about this case on KSAT.com.
San Antonio police looking for some assistance identifying and finding a man they say robbed a Southside cell phone store last month. Surveillance images show the masked suspect inside that Metro by T-Mobile store in the 2900 block of Goliad Road back on August 22nd. Police say the man walked into the store, pointed an unknown object toward the employee behind the register, and demanded money. The suspect ran off after getting what he was after. Anyone that can help police with who they are after, call Crime Stoppers at 210-224-STOP. The National Transportation Safety Board investigating the death of a railroad worker in Castroville today. This death comes during National Rail Safety Week.
Our Samuel King joins us. Samuel, Texas led the nation last year in highway and rail incidents.
And Bexar County was actually second in the state, Stephen Myra, with 8 of those incidents. Big numbers. The only good news is the number of those incidents was actually down last year, likely because of the pandemic. But before the pandemic, they had been trending up. Josh Zuber is with AAA Texas. He says it's important for drivers and pedestrians to be patient and take extra precautions around rail crossings.
So it's important to know that today's trains, they're quieter than ever. So even, if you're at an intersection, maybe without that particular type of signaling or signage or devices, really important just to pay attention when you're around the tracks.
But if you're in a vehicle and do happen to get stalled on the tracks, AAA advises that you get everyone out of the vehicle, get as far away from the tracks as possible, or you can call 911 or a railroad emergency number as soon as possible. Things to keep in mind. And also don't text and drive in rail crossings. As for traffic this evening, we're watching a situation on I-37 on the south side. This is the TransGuide view from 37 and Southeast Military. In the distance, you can kind of see the slow traffic there. Had a couple of incidents in that area. So here's what that travel time looks like now. 12 minutes between I-10 and Loop 410 heading southbound on 37. Only 4 minutes the other way. That gives you a sense of that delay. Also some delays there on 410 heading westbound. Still watching this crash 35 at Space Center Drive. Crews still on the scene. Also some delays already on 1604 as we normally see, about 36 minutes heading westbound. Eastbound delays tonight, an actual eastbound closure. We'll have more on that in the next half hour, guys.
Thanks, Samuel. Let's take a look outside with Sky 12. Tower of the Americas here, flying above downtown. I don't think I realized how much, here we go, how much low humidity could affect my mood. It just makes you feel happy.
Doesn't it?
It does.
So you're saying low humidity heightens your mood?
That's right.
It does.
I get it.
Want to make it sound confusing? Yes, Steve.
I know, that's usually your job.
Exactly. Thank you for taking over for me.
You're welcome. I'm going to make thermometers next.
Good luck. So this afternoon we made it to 87, and this morning we were 56 degrees officially at the airport in San Antonio. That's obviously well below the average of 68, and also the coolest reading we've had here since April 24th. How about that? Pleasanton was even cooler at 53. Eagle Pass started the day at 52. 40s in the Hill Country. Kerrville, Fredericksburg, 44 and 45 earlier today. 86 degrees right now. Pleasant outside, lack of humidity with that dew point at 40 degrees, and not much of a breeze. It's light and variable at about 3 to 6 miles per hour. It's going to be calm tonight. Temperatures now 81 Bernie, Comfort 86, Castroville 88 degrees, meanwhile 87 in New Braunfels. And as we go through the evening, temperatures falling off pretty efficiently. It will be near 70 degrees at 10 o'clock and then down into the 60s. And get this, tomorrow we start the day again back in the 50s. So another fall-like night and even morning tomorrow. Bernie about 53 in the morning. Converse 59, 53 Rio, Medina, and Bandera about 50 to start your Friday. By the afternoon, well into the 80s, even right near 90 degrees for the high. Nothing but sunshine. And another energetic day for Myra and myself with that low humidity. It's true, I agree. It's just, I work out outdoors and it gave me that little extra kick today. And we're going to have it all the way through the weekend. We'll talk about a return of the humidity and rain chances coming up.
I'm just always...
All right, we're a couple seconds away here from the second of the twice weekly briefings on COVID-19. Now, we got some news on the efforts to get people their booster shots happening here in San Antonio.
Yeah, tomorrow, University Health wasting no time in getting these booster shot locations set up. They are going to be at the Wonderland of America's Mall starting at 10 a.m. for those who want the Pfizer booster shot. They announced that just about an hour ago that they were prepared to hand out those booster shots tomorrow starting at 10 a.m. at Wonderland of the Americas.
And for people who still have not gotten any vaccination, Metro Health is now starting to give out those $100 gift cards, HEB gift cards, as an incentive to get more people vaccinated. But that is through the Alamo Dome site being operated by by the city. Let's go live to City Hall.
574 new cases of COVID-19 today, and our 7-day moving average has gone down now to 595. Unfortunately, we are reporting 22 new deaths this evening in our community. We've lost now 4,314 people in our community to this virus. So please keep them and their survivors and families in your prayers this evening. Our epidemiological report, which is produced monthly for August, shows that last month, Bexar County reported 52,585 new COVID-19 cases, more than 3 times the number in July. And the virus is hitting young people harder. Last month, 12.5% of all cases involved patients 9 or younger. Compared that to the overall average of 7.6% of that age group compared to the overall average of 7.6% from that age group. Over in our hospitals, we're also watching the stress on our medical system. There are 820 patients in area hospitals, 114 new admissions, and 289 in the ICU this evening, with 158 on ventilators. 80% of patients in area hospitals are unvaccinated. That number fluctuates and has remained consistently above 80% throughout this Delta surge. 25 patients are children this evening. In terms of vaccinations, 1.2 million Bexar County residents are fully vaccinated, and almost 1.5 million have received at least one dose. If you're looking at the proportions, 73.5% of eligible Bexar County residents are now fully vaccinated. I do want to put a graph up on the screen. We'd like to share with you this graph because that shows the COVID-19 infections by vaccination status. As you can see, those who are not vaccinated are significantly more likely to get infected with COVID-19, and we know they're also showing up in much larger numbers in the hospitals. The 7-day rolling average of fully vaccinated cases and unvaccinated cases peaked at 3.7 per 100,000 population and 82 per 100,000 population, respectively. So again, those numbers and the surge is being driven by unvaccinated individuals. This represents approximately 50% increase from the end of July 2021 in both categories. I'm going to give you a brief update on the Metro Health Vaccine Incentive Program, but first let me turn it over to Judge Wolf.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. And it's a tragedy to see this many people dying. We had one of our election judges, who's been a longtime judge, just pass away, Jesse Escobar. And as you know, we're doing the elections right now, but of course we've had to conduct elections without the ability to require people to wear a face mask that come to vote. And so we've lost a total of 4 election judges now since the pandemic began. We will start tomorrow morning at Wonderland Mall. Mark that down. Those that are eligible for the booster shot, we'll start giving them tomorrow, starting at 10 o'clock, and will be open to 6 p.m. The guidelines now are anybody that's 65 and older. can get the booster shot, and you should be 6 months after your last shot that you had, the previous vaccine shot you had. For those that are 18 and older or less than 65 that are at a high risk of COVID because of underlying health conditions, they will be eligible also. So you don't have to have an appointment for tomorrow. We don't know what to expect. I know they're going to get at least one customer, because I'm going to go over there and get my booster shot tomorrow. We will continue to open as long as we see that there's people that want to get the booster shot. So we'll be open back up again on Monday, and offering the opportunity to get a booster shot also. This Saturday, we will be doing the flu shots. We're not going to do those at Wonderland now, but we're going to be doing the flu shots Saturday at 8 o'clock at noon at Southwest Athletic Complex. And Commissioner Rebecca Clay Flores will be heading up that effort. So vaccine, booster tomorrow, flu shot Saturday. So we need to do both of those and prepare ourselves for the winter season with the flu shot, and then also getting the booster. Now, don't forget, those of you that don't have the vaccine, let's be sure you get the shot also.
Thank you, Judge. And also tomorrow, Metro Health will be launching the HEB gift card vaccine incentive. Beginning September 24th, Metro Health will offer a $100 HEB gift card to help increase the number of COVID-19 vaccinations among San Antonio and Bexar County residents to become fully vaccinated. As a reminder, people eligible to receive an incentive of the $100 HEB gift card are those receiving the 1-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine or the second dose of the two-dose Pfizer or Moderna vaccine. So when you get fully vaccinated, you get that gift card, and it's available only at Metro Health vaccine clinics. Gift cards will be available until supplies last, and you can go visit covid19.sanantonio.gov or locate a Metro Health vaccine clinic by calling 311. So the website or 311 will get you those locations. Finally,
all right, that answers one of the questions we had, exactly who would be eligible for these $100 HEB gift cards. The mayor saying you only get them after you're fully vaccinated. So if you receive the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, that's one shot. If it's Moderna or Pfizer, you need to have both of your shots before you're eligible to receive the $100 HEB gift cards from the city and Metro Health. And also the judge outlining again the fact that there will be booster shots given tomorrow at Wonderland of the Americas Mall. If you're 65 plus or at risk, you are eligible to go there. The judge being very candid about the fact they have no idea what demand will be. They have no idea how many people will open. They're just going to play it by ear, and if there's demand, they will continue to remain open. He knows they'll be open Friday and Monday from 10 until 6 p.m.
And a lot of questions about the recommendations on who should be getting the booster shot at this point, who qualifies as at risk. So I know that we're going to be having Dr. Ruth Berggren, infectious disease specialist, coming up in the second half hour of this show to talk about that and really break down who should be considering getting the booster shot, what these recommendations from the CDC actually mean, to spell all of this out for it and make it a little bit clearer.
Yeah, and we are continuing to see the downward trend in the number of cases. Kind of disturbing, though, there were 22 new deaths reported today. All right, let's switch over to weather right now. It is Thursday.
Yeah, okay, fine, it is. It is, Steve, yes. Myra?
It's a lovely Thursday.
Oh, it's a great Thursday. It's a low humidity Thursday.
It's a fantastic thermometer Thursday is what it is, and this is good thermometer making weather. It's about all the best you can ask for to be working out in your garage.
Don't forget, low humidity.
Yes.
High happiness.
It's true.
Don't forget.
Low humidity, high happiness. It's all there together. Okay, let's talk about rain chances because if we get rain, we're pretty happy, especially now. It's starting to get a little crunchy outside, and we're starting to get more dryness across our part of Texas here. Let's take a look at the big picture. Notice that shower activity over the desert southwest. Moving toward Phoenix, not far from Tucson, headed toward El Paso. That's part of our overall weather pattern where there's a dip in the upper level flow, a little disturbance that's coming together, and that's helping to stir things up, tapping into some Pacific moisture to help get that going. Well, we're going to tap into this moisture as well, along with add some Gulf moisture. So you'll feel the mugginess return by Monday. And with all of this, that disturbance, there's a chance of rain. Tomorrow, this weekend, sunny and comfortable. More of the same. Happy weather. Smiley weather, you could say. And then we get into next week, and, well, if we get rain, I'll be happy next week. But we're going to have the humidity. It's going to be muggy. This upper level disturbance is going to start to slide our way, and that will give us at least a shot at rain and some encouraging rain chances for part of next week. I think especially around Wednesday time frame is when we could have the most widespread activity. Right now we're saying 20% chance on Tuesday, 20% Monday, 30% Tuesday, then 40% chance on Wednesday and Thursday. So that would put us in the scattered category for the middle of next week. Tomorrow, fall-like again in the morning, 58 for the temperature to start the day, but well into the 80s for the afternoon. Nothing but sunshine, of course, low humidity, and that makes good football weather tomorrow evening. By 9 o'clock, we'll be down in the mid-70s. And then you look at the weekend, we just raise the temperature a few degrees. 60s in the mornings, near 90 by the afternoon. And next week, we're not going to see a big temperature jump, but you will notice the mugginess back with it, those rain chances, but highs mostly in the 80s.
Yeah, we'll still be happy. Thanks, Adam.
Sports is up next.
At 4-0, the Marion Bulldogs can make some pretty cool history this week. If they can beat Lytle, they'll become the first team in program history to start off 5-0. The Bulldogs had to come from 10 points down in the fourth quarter against Hondo to beat the Owls last Friday 35-31, and now the Dogs have a shot at history.
There's never been a team that's gone through Marion that's gone 5-0, and we feel like we've got a great opportunity, and our kids have been working hard all week, and so it's just, the community's rallying behind it, and all the kids obviously are excited about it, and just kind of, we always talk about our seniors leaving that legacy, and right now they're kind of on track, and really been putting in a lot of work this year and this week, and they're excited for this opportunity to go 5-0 the first time in school history.
It's very cool, to be a part of a team that can do that and just show, who Marion is. That's what's very cool to be a part of.
That's awesome. That's never happened in Marion history, and we've had some really good teams run through here. So I think with all the seniors we have and as hard as we work at practice, I think it's definitely something that we can accomplish.
Marion will go for history tomorrow night, 7:30, when they host Lytle in the district opener for both. The 2-2 McCollum Cowboys will play at Dripping Springs tomorrow night, part of our 3-game BGC road trip. The Cowboys are as confident as ever, and despite 2 straight losses, Coach says his guys are playing hard the entire game.
We're getting better. We're improving. That was our major goal and objective. You always want to get more wins. We're at 500, and we need to break out and do something in district. And, that's a big challenge. We're playing really good football teams.
We worked since I've been in varsity since sophomore year, man. It's been feeling great. And we needed those 2 wins to set us off for our senior year.
3 years on varsity and then all losing, to have those 2 wins back to back, it was a great feeling. Everyone was pumped. It brought a confidence to the team, I guess I would say.
Sometimes it feels heavy, sometimes it feels awesome. Like when we were 2-0 and then everyone was supporting us, everyone's talking, and then we lose a couple games, and then everyone's bad-mouthing us again, but it's fine.
Southside girls head basketball coach Jessica Cardenas is entering her 8th season with the Cardinals. She was born and raised in San Antonio. Now she's leading the way, one high school student at a time. Since it's National Hispanic Heritage Month, we stopped by the school to ask her what this month means to her, and to also ask her how proud she is to be a Latina basketball coach.
It allows you to recognize your roots, where you come from, your traditions, and everything else that comes with it. I'm actually very proud. There aren't very many Latinas, that are head coaches, and we want to be, I know I want to be a role model for other girls growing up. I graduated from Harlandale, I went to TLU, I came back and I taught at Southside, I coached at Southside, and then I came over here to Southside. I've been here 8 years, and I'm very proud, and I want to make sure I set a good example for those that, want to achieve where I'm at, and I want to be able to help guide them and show them that it can be done and it is possible.
Coach said her parents are her role models, and it's because of them she's where she is today. Guys?
Love hearing her story, too, about how she grew up, what she did, and giving back to the community.
Yep, she's truly an inspiration.
Yeah. Thanks, Larry.
Our KSAT Q&A with Dr. Ruth Berggren up next. A lot of focus on the Pfizer booster shots, who should be getting them, and these recommendations we continue to see, really it seems day by day. To sort all of this out, we have Dr. Ruth Berggren, infectious disease specialist with the Long School of Medicine at UT Health San Antonio. Doctor, good to see you. Always great to have you here. We know this recommendation talks about people over 65. Everyone knows if they qualify there, but being at risk. What does that mean? Who is considered at risk? Who should be now considering getting the booster shot?
So there's a couple other categories that include people in long-term care facilities, regardless of their age, people who are pregnant, and people who smoke. Those are kind of slam dunk conditions where people would agree that you're high risk. And now then there's another set of medical conditions that include problems with your heart, your lungs, or your kidneys. Okay, diabetes, stroke, cancer, or obesity. And obesity is defined as a body mass index of greater than or equal to 30.
Is there any special precautions? If is high blood pressure considered in this? Is high cholesterol considered in this? I mean, there are a lot of, heart problems could be, interpreted different ways.
Right. And so you can expect a little bit more granular detail to be appearing probably on the CDC website as they actually document what the Advisory Council on Immunization Practices, that's what the ACIP stands for. They will have more granular detail about that in the days to come. But we've seen over and over again that hypertension, high blood pressure, seems to be one of the underlying conditions in people who do poorly with COVID. So likely that will be there.
So we have heard from the FDA on their recommendation, people 65 and older or at high risk. Now we're hearing from the CDC advisory panel. Break down where we are in these recommendations, and also something that you said you found surprising coming from this CDC advisory panel.
Right. So the process usually involves first a panel that advises the FDA, and then the FDA rules on it, and then a panel advises the CDC, and the CDC rules on it. So what happened today was the ACIP met, discussed, voted, made recommendations, and then Dr. Rochelle Walensky, the director of the CDC, will weigh in on that advice. And that is going to happen either today or tomorrow. She might or might not make some modifications to it. Now, here's the thing that I was surprised by. When the FDA advisory panel voted, they actually voted unanimously in a poll, not an official vote, but in a poll, they voted unanimously to recommend that people who are at high risk for COVID because of their occupation, namely healthcare workers, but also possibly other frontline workers, maybe including teachers, that those people should be vaccinated regardless of their age. And I say vaccinated, what I meant was third shot boosted, okay, regardless of age or underlying medical condition. So all of us were anticipating that there would be a clear concordance with the CDC's ACIP committee. That is the one thing that didn't happen today. The ACIP did not recommend a blanket booster for healthcare workers or teachers. And we're a little concerned, and we're waiting to see what the final outcome will be, because we are seeing more and more of our healthcare workers becoming symptomatic. They're not getting deathly ill. They're not dying. They're not even really going to the hospital except in very rare cases. But when they're sick, they're out of work. And they're out of work, as you know, for 10 days. So that really could be a problem for our healthcare workforce. And as you know, our hospitals have been stressed. So we're worried about that particular recommendation, and we're waiting to see how things develop further.
Yeah, we'll have to see if they make changes to that. We're talking about the Pfizer booster shot. If you received Moderna 2 shots or the Johnson & Johnson 1 shot, you shouldn't get the Pfizer booster. Am I correct?
As of right now, that's correct. Now, remember what we've learned all along during this COVID pandemic. We respond to data as it emerges. So as of right now, we're asking people not to mix and match. There are ongoing studies, large ones, well-designed clinical trials that are looking at mixing and matching. And so I anticipate in the coming months we'll have more detail and more information. Remember, the booster recommendation from CDC today was narrowly focused on the Pfizer vaccine, and we don't have an official recommendation for a third dose or booster for the Moderna mRNA vaccine, and that may come later. A lot of people have been asking me about J&J. I heard from somebody today who had a single J&J, got COVID after that, got monoclonals, and wants to know, gosh, am I at risk and shouldn't I be getting a Pfizer series? And the answer to that is sit tight. There will be guidance coming down the pike about boosting a Johnson & Johnson vaccine and whether or not you have an option or a suggestion to get an mRNA after the Johnson & Johnson platform.
So no mixing and matching as of now, but what about pairing vaccinations or booster shots with a flu shot? But because we know those are rolling out at this time of year.
Clear guidelines exist on that. It's okay to do that. You can get your COVID shot first, second, or third at the same time on the same day as you get your flu shot. It might even be beneficial to you because it's just one visit to get immunizations and it's over. It's not likely to create excessively increased side effects. You'll have maybe 2 sore arms instead of 1 sore arm, but there's no evidence that getting the flu shot on top of your COVID shot is going to make you have a bad reaction to the COVID shot. So I hope people feel reassured about that, and it's okay to do it.
Go get your flu shot. Dr. Ruth Berggren with UT Health San Antonio, the Long School of Medicine. Thank you so much for your time as always.
Most welcome.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everybody. A big closure this evening as part of that 1604 project on the north and northwest side. The eastbound lanes of 1604 between Bandera and Hausman are going to be closed overnight on weeknights, and that's beginning tonight at 9 o'clock. So from Bandera to Hausman, this is going to be closed off. You're going to have to use at least one of the frontage lanes, some detours and things like that. So again, this is some of the bigger impacts we're going to start to be seeing from this project here on Loop 1604, that massive sort of expansion that they're doing, adding lanes and eventually making traffic flow better here. But there's going to be a lot of work in the meantime. You see some red there on the map, so we are already seeing some delays here. 281 to Bandera, actually it's 24 minutes, and you're seeing most of those delays west of Kyle Seal on the westbound side. Of course, again, the eastbound lanes are the ones that are going to be closed this evening. Also on the northeast side, things getting better. That crash there at 35 and Space Center Drive is cleared. 35 and Randolph traffic flowing well, guys.
Thanks, Samuel. Look outside right now with live cam. Another beautiful day. Feeling fall-like as far as it can in September. I think today is better than yesterday.
Oh, absolutely. I'm with you.
Okay, Adam's with me.
And today,
that's really all that matters then, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, we didn't ask you, Steve.
Yeah, I know. I mean, as long as you two agree.
Did you notice? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you didn't notice at all.
He just called us out.
86.
Who called who out?
Oh, it's going to be another fall-like night. We're going to talk more about it, and we'll let you know when the humidity and rain chances are back, and let you know how cool it's going to get coming up.
All right, it is Thermometer Thursday. Myra and Adam apparently agreeing on everything today.
And we're not asking Steve. Let's
throwing me off a little
let's
bit.
Talk about the weather.
Kind of well, yeah, I mean, you know, you guys are entitled to your own opinion. I think today's quite fine.
Quite fine?
Quite fine.
Quite fine. A, what is that? And B, it's fabulous.
It's dandy.
Quite fine.
Dandy.
Well, it's sure swell outside, Steve.
Exactly.
I hope you put on your trousers this morning rather than the shorts.
The long pants.
All right, so this morning was the coolest since April 24th with 56 degrees at the airport in town. Another fall-like night tonight, so get ready for another crisp start to the day tomorrow. If you like to sleep with your windows open, it's another good night for it. We'll have a few more good nights, but keep in mind, we have some allergens that are high, particularly fall elm, and mold is a little elevated as well. The humidity, it's going to be back, and it's going to be here, and you'll notice it in just a few days. So let's talk about it. 86 right now, nothing but sunshine, beautiful evening, dew point of 40. So not much moisture in the air, feels dry and feels nice and comfortable outside. For the most part, 80s. Stinson at 90 degrees still. Meanwhile, elsewhere, we're largely in the 80s until you get closer to the Rio Grande. Temperatures low 90s, 91 Del Rio, and even Cotulla at 92. Meanwhile, Carrizo Springs 88. Tomorrow morning, widespread 50s. So we're just going to do this all over again tomorrow. 57 Uvalde, 59 in Beeville, Gonzales 57, Stone Oak about 56, Timberwood Park 55. Lavernia 57. You get the idea. 50s. It's going to be another great start to the day tomorrow. Even Bernie, lower 50s. Morning temperatures will be going up through the weekend, but we're going to stay below average. Average low 67. We'll be up to 64 by Sunday morning, but still a lack of humidity and pleasant feel in the air. Then next week, those morning temperatures back up to and into the 70s. Because of a return of the mugginess. Dew points are low right now. However, by Monday, you're going to feel the humidity. So enjoy this through the weekend, because come Monday morning, you'll step outside and feel that stickiness return. And it won't be quite as comfortable to be sleeping with the windows open. All right, here's a look at the satellite and radar. Some activity over the desert southwest. That's a developing disturbance that's going to cut itself off from the main flow in the atmosphere. And it's going to park far to our west this weekend, so sunny and comfortable. But it's going to add some moisture to our air and stir things up. As we get into early next week, that's when we have our next shot at some showers. And still looks fairly encouraging, at least for 1 or 2 days as we get into next week. Sunny and dry through the weekend, Monday a 20% chance. A few isolated showers Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday, as of now, seem to be the best opportunities for scattered showers and a few thunderstorms. So nothing but sunshine tomorrow, low humidity, light breeze out of the east-southeast at 5 to 10. And we'll be well in the 80s. Near 90 for high temperatures this weekend. Humidity is back on Monday. We're used to it. It's going to be here. We can't dodge it forever. And with it, though, will at least be some rain chances. And, of course, we'll be fine-tuning that forecast and bringing you the updates as they come in. Change this. That. Okay. So this literally just came up. I fill my thermometers with a combination of rubbing alcohol. It's not mercury. Everybody, assumes mercury, and it's common to assume that. It's rubbing alcohol, 70% isopropyl with glycerin. Then I color it with food coloring. Okay, very simple. Every so often, I have an issue.
Uh-oh.
Somebody made a mess.
Wow.
Somebody made a mess.
Whoa. Sheesh.
Oh. At least we can agree that the countertop is very clean back there in the weather center and disinfected because of the, look at that. It's there now. Now I got to remix this and get up my proportions right and then test a few thermometers to make the color to alcohol ratio accurate. Okay. Hashtag thermometer problems.
Yes.
We've got our winner today, Gloria Martinez of San Antonio, the Gloria Martinez, who just replied to my email. So we'll be chatting about picking up your homemade thermometer, KSAT.com/thermometer to enter the drawing. And that's why my fingers are all black and green right now.
I was going to say, you don't have a green thumb.
It's a rubbing alcohol?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thermometer
Clean
thing?
up there, a little smudge on your countertop.
In case you missed it, coming up next.
Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday. It is September 23rd, and finally, Mother Nature and the calendar are in sync.
New this morning, a man shot in the face and rushed to the hospital. San Antonio police say the man was at a gas station near I-10 in East Houston last night when someone opened fire there. Police say he was shot in the jaw area and is expected to be okay.
First at 5, San Antonio police connecting the dots between a woman's disappearance and the discovery of a body in Comal County.
Yeah, today SAPD tells us the body could be that of 32-year-old Crystal Garcia. On Sunday, a relative of Francisco Javier Garcia Ventura called SAPD saying the 29-year-old confessed to beating his girlfriend to death and dumping her body in San Marcos.
A chase ending in a crash in Lytle, and now DPS is looking for several people. They say state troopers started following that vehicle into Lytle on State Highway 132 for some reason. The driver lost control during the chase and took out an electrical pole in the parking lot of a Dollar General store.
The DPS says 7 people were inside that vehicle. 3 of them ran away, heading towards Bexar County. The driver pinned inside the vehicle had to be airlifted to a San Antonio hospital. Electricity knocked out when that pole was hit.
Much of the world has been watching what's been happening with the mostly Haitian refugees in Del Rio.
What we have seen is egregious, and it has to stop, and it has to stop soon.
He says those who were sent back weren't given the due process that's required for asylum seekers.
Some delays this evening on US 90 at Military. It'll take you 18 minutes to get from 35 to loop 1604. And here's why. A crash there reported at Military. You can see red on both sides of the map, so that's going to slow you down. Also on the northwest side, keep this in mind. Some closures eastbound on loop 1604 between Bandera and Hausman. That's part of the construction project in that area. A little farther south, 1604 in Culebra, things looking fine right now. Steve and Myra.
All right, thank you, Samuel. Just a reminder, Wonderland of the Americas, that opens up tomorrow if you're needing that booster shot.
10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
That's right.
We'll see you on the night beat at 10.